Printer World Expo this weekend. Here's Jen.
All right. Wow. It's Valley Freeways getting jam-packed in the Burbank area, 5 south out of Burbank. Two-car crash working in the right lane. Oh, it is just unbelievably slow coming out of Sun Valley on that 5 south. It's just a parking lot. And it continues to be heavy all the way down into the East LA interchange. There's really no relief in sight. That's, 20, 25 miles of slowing on that 5 southbound. Also, the 170 portion of the Hollywood Freeway, that's the Valley portion, it's slow from Oxnard into the Cahuenga Pass. You'll get a bit of a break at Highland, which it normally does. And then it's loading up again right around Sunset, and it stays heavy down to the 4 level. So in terms of which one would be better, neither. They're both pretty tough, I got to say. They're both about balanced. Maybe the 5 a little bit heavier than the 101 this morning. Southbound side of the 405, it's very heavy from Devonshire to Nordoff. A lot of folks go to CSUN, so they exit there at Nordoff, so you get a bit of a break past Nordoff, only for it to load up again at Sherman Way, and then that's where it's really slammed all the way to the top of the pass. And then it opens up, and it's not too bad of a drive then all the way down to LAX. I wanted to mention that LAX has been a little bit lighter, and Westchester Steve called back. He said he took the horseshoe. This is about 20 minutes ago, but I wanted to let you know. It took him only 3 minutes to get through that area, and I'm looking at it now, and it looks fantastic. So if you need to go drop somebody off there, it's tough getting there, but once you're there, it's a good drive around the horseshoe there at LAX. Traffic and weather together on the 5s. Our next report at 8:05 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 at CBSLA.com.
Of course, traffic's probably down by about a third since somebody's going to the East Coast.
Are canceled.
Yeah,
that's the deal. It's been beautiful. People are happy.
If you had to go to the airport today, maybe you're going to Maui. It's a good day to go there.
It's always a good day to go to Maui.
Well, that's probably true. Temperature reading is going to be in the 70s today under mostly cloudy skies later on today. Looks like partly cloudy tomorrow, mid-70s. Still a couple of showers around, mostly in the northern part of LA County. 58 downtown right now. Chatsworth at 56. East LA has 57.
3D printing is revolutionizing business, education, and the arts. Learn all about it at 3D Printer World on January 29th through the 31st at the Marriott Burbank. Over 100 3D printers in action. Seminars, prizes, demos, and networking events. Visit 3dprinterworld.com.
KNX News Time 7:57. Kim Kardashian is out talking about Bruce Jenner a little bit and some of the changes you may have seen or noticed in his appearance.
I think everyone goes through things in life.
They do, and Kim tells Entertainment Tonight in an interview that airs today that Bruce is on a journey.
What Bruce is going through, I think he'll share whenever the time is right.
She's not saying when that time is, but yeah, she says everyone has a story to tell, everyone goes through things, and at some point he will tell his story. Not exactly saying what it is, but there have been a lot of questions.
Are they negotiating for who's going to pay and how much for that story? Just wonders.
So cynical. Anyhow, that interview on ET today. KNX News Time, 7:58.
Are you or someone you love battling alcohol addiction? Trust me, it's not that easy. But if you're ready to beat alcohol once and for all and go sober, call 1-800-880-SOBER to learn about this breakthrough FDA treatment that's proven to eliminate your alcohol addiction. It only takes 10 minutes and it's covered by most PPO insurance. Take control of your life in 2015 with a simple 10-minute treatment that is covered and endorsed by most PPO health insurance programs. Call 1-800-880-SOBER. Remember the relationships you had with your family and friends? It's time to break your alcohol addiction forever with Sober Medical Solutions. This is not AA or a 12-step program. This is the real deal. Your struggles are over. It's time to go sober. Call 1-800-880-SOBER. They accept most PPO health insurance. 1-800-880-SOBER. 1-800-880-SOBER.
KNX 1070 AM and HD, KAMP HD2 Los Angeles. KNX 1070 News Radio, broadcasting live from the Southern California BMW Newsroom. Visit SoCalBMW.com today for exceptional lease and finance offers.
Top stories now at 7:59.
Dow's off 362 points. We'll talk more about the reason for the nosedive.
It's going to take a while for the air traffic system to get those planes from the East Coast to the West Coast and vice versa. I'm Pete Demetrio at LAX.
I'm John Baird at UCLA, where about 20 doctors are walking off the job today. About 150 doctors overall taking part in a one-day strike against UC.
Dozens of volunteers on the streets around LA County tonight taking part in a 3-day count of the homeless population. With Vicki Moore, I'm Dick Helton. Traffic and weather together on the 5s, and CBS News is coming up next.
All news, all the time. Southern California's only all-news radio station.
It's 8 o'clock.
CBS
CBS News. I'm Steve Kaith, and a blizzard of bad earnings reports has triggered a sell-off on Wall Street. Big names like Microsoft and Caterpillar among the companies getting hit hard. The Dow is down 370 points. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
The reason is disappointing earnings. We had a slew of Dow components reporting, led by Microsoft reporting after the close yesterday. Microsoft reported disappointing quarterly earnings due in part to price cuts that it made in its Windows and Xbox businesses. Stock was down 10%.
The government says new home sales rose more than 11% in December, and a private survey says home prices in November rose at a modest pace. Economist David Blitzer.
Compared to a year or 2 years ago when housing was really leading the economy, it's now at the back of the bus.
One National Weather Service meteorologist took to Twitter to apologize for the dire blizzard forecast that really didn't take shape in a big chunk of the Northeast. New York City and New Jersey were spared the worst. Travel starting to get back to normal. There is heavy snow to the east.
I'm Heather Bosch on Long Island. There's still plenty of snow for plows and blowers to work on. At least a foot deep where I am. Boston and Providence, Rhode Island, a couple of feet.
There are blizzard conditions on Nantucket and some big problems. Police Chief William Pittman.
The worst problem we have is the main electric feed to the island apparently has been interrupted. So the entire island is without power at this point.
More than 5,000 flights have been canceled today because of the weather. The storm has delayed jury selection in the Boston Marathon bomb trial for 2 days. Japan says it's working to authenticate a new video said to be from ISIS.
I've been told this is my last message.
It appears to show a Japanese hostage held by the group, and the message says he and a Jordanian captive have less than 24 hours to live. ISIS has demanded the release of a terrorist to spare them. Before he left India for Saudi Arabia, President Obama was asked by CNN about the small drone that ended up on the White House grounds.
I've actually asked the FAA and a number of agencies to examine how are we managing this new technology, because the drone that landed in the White House, you buy in Radio Shack.
The operator of the wayward quadcopter came forward and says he meant no harm. The president's now in Saudi Arabia meeting with the new king just days after the death of King Abdullah. 70 years after the liberation of Auschwitz from the Nazis. A ceremony to mark the anniversary in Poland today with some 300 survivors of the death camp attending.
How can I ever forget the smell of burning flesh that permeated the air?
Also turning out for the event, Steven Spielberg, who directed Schindler's List. Again on Wall Street, the Dow is down 358 points. The NASDAQ is off 112 points. This is CBS News.
And we've got more on this stock market plunge.
And the flight cancellations at LAX.
Good morning, I'm Dick Elton.
And I'm Vicki Moore. It's Tuesday, January 27th. Here's what's happening at 8:03. As we've been telling you, the bottom has dropped out of the stock market this morning. Let's check in with KNX 1070's Frank Motek.
A blizzard of reports on the economy and earnings sending the stock market sharply lower right after the opening bell. The Dow's been down as much as 399 points so far. Right now we're down 363 points. A bit of a ray of sunshine here in Los Angeles coming out today in the home price index from S&P Case-Shiller, showing home price in Los Angeles up 0.3% from October to November and up 5.1% compared to November of 2013. Reporting live, Frank Motek, KNX 1070 News Radio. Cancellation of flights to and from the East Coast from L.A., making air traffic pretty much a nightmare for another day. Let's go at the airport, KNX 1070's Pete Demetrio.
The system moving smoothly again is not going to be a simple task. Just clearing the runways of snow to make Boston, Philadelphia, Newark, and New York's JFK operational is only the first step. LAX Director of Media and Public Relations, Mary Grady, says the tougher task involves the logistic of moving through a backlog of flyers, getting them through the airports.
And they have a lot of people that they have to move. But the good thing is it's happened on a Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of the middle of the week, which are actually the slower travel days.
Best estimate, about 2 days before the system's running smoothly again. At LAX, I'm Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Problems on the 57 in Orange County, KNX News Time, 8:05.
Traffic and weather together on the Flash, brought to you now by Subaru of Santa Monica. Here's Jen.
Well, I just got the sweetest message from Francesca. I think she's maybe 5, and she's not driving. Her daddy is. But she called in an accident southbound side of the 57, thank you, at Netwood. And they said it was the middle lane that was blocked. So I appreciate that very much. Let's take a quick peek of the 57. Definitely slow this morning from about Diamond Bar Boulevard, but gets really heavy south of Lambert, and it looks like you're going to just have some pockets of slowing all the way down to the Crush. We've been mentioning this South 5 heading into Orange County. It's just been jammed this morning, south of the 91, starting around, right around the 91. You got pockets of slowing all the way down. Past the 55 to the 261, it's just amazing how many people take this 5 freeway. Also, the 55 southbound's been tough on the 91 down to the 5 freeway. We also had a problem on the 5, but this time in the Burbank area. And I commented in my last report, it is worthy of noting again, 5 southbound has just been a miserable drive this morning. 5 south, the problem is at Burbank, it's a 2-car crash blocking the right lane. And that 5 south has been slammed from the 170 all the way down. It's about 25 miles of slowing on that 5 this morning. And the 170 portion, that's the valley portion of the Hollywood Freeway, that's heavy from Oxnard into the Cahuenga Pass. So if your choice is the Hollywood Freeway, you'll get a bit of a break, actually, through past Universal City. And then it gets slammed again right around Sunset down to the 4 level. So it's your choice. I'm thinking the 5 south is a lot heavier than the 101, unfortunately, this morning. And then the drive out of the valley, 405 southbound, very tough from Sherman Way to the top of the pass. You'll get a bit of a break there. In fact, it looks pretty good through West Los Angeles, all the way down towards LAX. Now, let me just remind you that the drive around LAX has been much better than usual. That's because of all the flight cancellations to the East Coast. And people are saying it's only taken about 5 minutes to do that horseshoe. So once you get to the airport, you're in great shape. Traffic and weather to get on the 5s. Our next report at 8:15 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 at CBSLA.com.
I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Evelyn Tapton. This is your exclusive 5-day forecast. We're drying out a little later this afternoon, warming up a little bit by your Wednesday, and then cooling down and cloudier conditions by your Thursday and Friday with a slight chance of rain. By Saturday and Sunday, warmer and drier as a ridge of high pressure rebuilds. We're getting back up into the upper 70s. That's your 5-day forecast for the weekend's always in sight here at KNX 1070 News Radio.
Currently, downtown has 58, 58 in Studio City, 57 right now in Culver City.
Doctors at all 10 UC student health centers are on the picket lines today, accusing UC administrators of unfair labor practices. About 20 of those doctors work at UCLA. KNX 1070's John Baird joins us live from Westwood.
It's a one-day walkout, and it will impact both the student health center and the counseling center, meaning some non-emergency appointments will be postponed. The doctors and their union accuse UC officials of refusing to release some information they want, like what's going on with raises for the chancellors. They call that an unfair labor practice. Psychiatrist Dr. Charles McDaniel.
Across the United States, this is the first strike in 25 years for any doctors against their employer.
UC officials say they're disappointed that the doctors chose to strike and note that there will be medical personnel on duty at the health centers, but non-emergency appointments, the non-urgent appointments will have to be rescheduled. Dr. McDaniel says they've tried to protect the students.
So we absolutely took into account student safety. That's why we gave the university a 10-day notice.
This walkout will go on until about 2:30 this afternoon. Live at UCLA, John Baird, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Thousands of volunteers sending out around the San Gabriel Valley and the eastern reaches of LA County later on tonight. They're going to start a 3-day effort to count the number of homeless people here in the county. Volunteers are taking part in the 2015 Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count.
Some students have returned to Oakview Elementary School in Huntington Beach for the first time since it was closed in October for asbestos removal. Kids in grades 3 through 5 will temporarily be taught in portable classrooms while more work is done on the main building. Students in other grades will stay on other campuses for now. 2 other Huntington Beach schools that were shut down for asbestos removal remain closed. The Dow is off 354 points right now, and believe it or not, that is an improvement. Frank has more coming up in your Money News next. KNX News Time 8:09.
Love is what makes a Subaru, and you'll love the low prices and friendly service at Subaru of Santa Monica.
Hi, this is Ron Davis, owner of Subaru of Santa Monica. We invite you to come in and see the difference today.
Subaru Santa Monica. 1229 Santa Monica Boulevard. Daily specials online at SubaruSantaMonica.com.
Winner of the National Board of Review Best Animated Feature of the Year.
Dragons.
The Golden Globe winner for the Best Animated Feature of 2014.
Dragons.
And now it's been nominated for an Academy Award.
Dragons.
Dragons. The Wall Street Journal raves How to Train Your Dragon 2 is a movie the world needs. Gleeful and smart, funny and serious, this sequel surpasses the endearing original.
Yeah, baby!
Rolling Stone agrees Dragons 2 ranks with the best in animated film history. It truly is a high-flying, depth-charging wonder to behold.
I've never seen anything like it.
Featuring an all-star cast, including 2-time Academy Award winner Cate Blanchett.
I did find the film exhilarating and uplifting. All of the characters, they believe in something. I think they take you on a journey of saying, we actually do believe a peaceful world can be created.
This is amazing!
How How to Train Your Dragon 2. Now available on Blu-ray and DVD. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
KNX News Time 8:10. I think the word we used to use on the farm was kerfunk when it came to the market as it is today. Here's Frank.
Yeah, taking a thumping right now with the Dow down as much as 399 points at the worst level of the day. In fact, the worst one-day drop we've seen so far since November of 2011. Haven't seen anything like this in a number of years. Right now we're down just 345 points here at the moment. NASDAQ down 90 points. Big percentage drop for the tech-heavy NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 down at 31 points. Microsoft, a drag on the market today, down to more than $4. And Caterpillar, after its earnings news came out, has plunged about 7%, now down more than $6. Also, right out of the box, the news on the durable goods orders. Long-lasting manufactured goods dropping sharply in December, dragged lower by a big drop in demand for commercial aircraft. The strong dollar overseas impacting the bottom line of many companies as our stuff becomes more expensive for overseas buyers. Some rays of sunshine, though, on the consumer confidence reading out this morning from the Conference Board. Consumer confidence is a 7-year high, nothing like super low gas prices and up until recently record high stock prices to perk up the mood. And home values also moving up according to the latest S&P Case-Shiller Index in Los Angeles. Home prices up 0.3% from October to November and up 5.1% year over year. The Dow right now down 348 points. Money News, 10:40 past the hour. Frank Mutek, KNX 1070 News Radio.
5's been a problem this morning through the valley. Jen's got that and more. Your traffic on the 5's is next. KNX News Time 8:12.
Ripped from the headlines, here's another reminder about the importance of protecting our identities. Chick-fil-A has confirmed that it's investigating a possible data breach at its restaurants. The company hasn't provided details on how many of its locations might have been involved, but one security expert's estimate places the number of potentially affected credit cards as high as 9,000. Stories like this are precisely why I have LifeLock Ultimate Plus Identity Theft Protection. It goes beyond just notifying you of debit and credit card transactions, providing...
Wrestling Fest?
No, it's actually, I was going to take your kid's answer because I thought that might work, but it was the Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble every year.
Mark, what is 2 plus 2?
4. Yeah.
What?
I'm kidding.
He's got a girlfriend.
Okay, here we go. Mark, what is the first name of the royal baby?
First name of the royal baby, Kate?
It's George.
That's the royal baby's mom.
I know.
You're close there, buddy. You're close. Jill would give it to you. All right, current score is 0-0. Here's a question, Becca. In the Star Wars films, what is Harrison Ford's character's name?
Han Solo.
That's correct.
I thought of a joke, but it's a little too late. It's the royal babe.
She really is pretty, actually.
Yeah, she
She's
is.
gorgeous.
Mark, who plays Miss Hannigan in the latest film version of Annie?
This is tough. I don't know.
Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz, what?
All right, I'm hoping you get on the board here, Mark, because the current score is girls up 1-0. If you get this right, Becca, Mark is done.
All right.
Kevin Costner and James Earl Jones starred together in what baseball movie, Becca?
Field of Dreams.
You are correct. Congratulations, ladies. Win!
Good job.
We're going to see Annie, baby.
I thought for a second you had
an imaginary friend. I know. We had this whole conversation earlier, and that pause really freaked us all out. Well, we're just saying. Who are you talking to, you know? All right, listen, you got a Battle of the Sexes Championship certificate downloaded as a PDF, printed, hanging on your wall with pride. And yes, you and that person in the background whose voice we can't confirm are going to go see Annie at the Pantages during their just-announced 2015-2016 season. Tickets go on sale actually Monday, Feb 23 at 10 a.m. at Hollywood Pantages. Hi! How are you? What's your name? Oh, hi, Jimmy. See? Jimmy is real. What's your name, sweetie? What's your name?
My name's Elena.
Elena. Hi, Elena. How are you?
good? Yeah.
All right, there. Apparently, Elena only talks to Mom and Jimmy. All right. Well, congrats. You're all set for the Pantages. Just have a fantastic time, all right?
Thanks, guys.
You got it. Mark, thanks for playing, buddy.
Okay, man. Thanks.
Have a wonderful day. And Jill will see you up in the 661.
The word is out. Only 7-Eleven has Pepsi Max in the new bigger and bolder 16-ounce cans. And that's not all. There's a new flavor, Cherry Blast. I know what you're thinking. Have they lost their minds? 16 ounces? That's a lot of maximum taste. I mean, seriously, were our human minds even made to comprehend that kind of maximum refreshment? I guess there's only one way to find out. Here we go.
Wow. That's a massive amount of maximum flavor. It makes me feel like a maximum radio announcer. And I don't even know what that means. So there you have it. Pepsi Max now comes in a bigger and bolder new 16-ounce can. Also available in the new Pepsi Max Cherry Blast flavor. And right now, you can get 2 for $2 exclusively at 7-Eleven. Valid at participating stores while supplies last. Discount valid on multiples of 2 plus CRV deposit and tax where applicable.
Few problems in Orange County on the 57 through Fullerton. This is on the southbound side at Nutwood. It's wrecked in the left lane, and that's backed up pretty tough on the southbound 57 starting a little before the 60. Really gets slow past Lambert, so take that exit at Lambert or even Brea Canyon, and you could use Brea Canyon Road or State College as your alternate to the southbound 57, and that's going to stay tough to the 522. Southbound 5 in Orange County, slow from the 91 heading into Irvine to the 133. The northbound side is tough from the 73 to the 22. Heavy on the 405, northbound coming off the 5, leaving the El Toro Y. It's tough over to Culver. Southbound 405 slows down at the 22 in Westminster. That's tough over to Jeffrey, getting into Irvine. Also pretty rough on the eastbound 22 from Knott, leaving the 405 through Garden Grove as you head to the 557. This report brought to you by the California Lottery. The Powerball jackpot is now $261 million. Powerball from the California Lottery. Believe in something bigger. Drawings every Wednesday and Saturday. Play today. I'm Kirk Lewis. That's traffic on 104.3 My FM.
From email marketing to social campaigns, the constant toolkit.
Now 58 degrees downtown. Same thing in Anaheim, and in Long Beach right now it's 57 degrees. And this is Southern California's only all-news radio station, KNX 1070 News Radio. I'm Nick Hilton.
And I'm Vicki Moore. While New York City seems to have escaped the worst of the big storm, New England is still getting hit. We spoke live earlier with interior designer Lindsay Bentis, who's stuck at home with 3 kids in Newton, Massachusetts, which is just outside Boston.
The clouds are out now. It's just, I think it's hard for them to keep up with it, you know? It's supposed to snow for about another 6 hours, I think. I'm sure by tomorrow the roads will be better.
For now, Bentis says her kids and others in the neighborhood are enjoying the blizzard and have built snow ramps for sliding down on skis and sleds. The sanity phase begins today in the trial of a Santa Ana mother convicted of first-degree murder for drowning her 2-month-old daughter in a bathtub. If jurors find that she was not sane when she drowned the infant, she could be sent to a state mental institution indefinitely. Otherwise, she'll face life in prison. The special election is being held today for Orange County Supervisor's seat. First District voters will choose a successor to Janet Wynn, who was elected to the state Senate in November. Polls will be open until 8 o'clock tonight. KNX News Time, 8:18.
If you're searching for any appliance repairs, visit myapplianceservice.com.
Chris, the Navy has credited you with over 160 kills?
Yes, sir. The Producers Guild of America has called American Sniper one of the year's best films.
I don't tell you enough. I'm so proud of you. You're such a great father.
And the Directors Guild of America has nominated Clint Eastwood for Best Director.
Do you ever think that you might have done some things over there that you wish you hadn't?
Oh, that's not me, no. Access Hollywood describes it's brilliant, powerful, gripping, and unforgettable.
The thing that haunts me are all the guys that I couldn't say.
Got a man down.
Chris? Oh my God!
Rolling Stone says this film takes a piece out of you.
Something happened to me. You'll be all right.
I need you. I need you here.
Vanity Fair says Bradley Cooper delivers a performance for the ages.
I'm willing to meet my creator and answer for every shot that I took.
And now it's been nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Actor and Best Picture of the Year.
I'm ready. I'm ready to come home.
American Sniper, rated R, under 17, animated without parent, now playing in theaters everywhere.
You want to listen to the news? You get education out of that, helping you stay better informed. You know what you're talking about, especially when you talk to other people.
By staying connected, you're in the know.
I listen because I don't want to miss what's going on.
KNX 1070 News Radio.
Been talking about this storm quite a lot this morning, and just looking at the national radar right now, it looks as though there's still quite a bit of precipitation in the form of snow that's moving up along the East Coast, but most of it right now is up into around the Boston area, and then heading a little bit further north up into Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, all experiencing that. I'm sure the ski resorts are giddy with excitement. Probably a lot of people will be trying to get up there over the weekend. KNX News Time, 8:20. It's Update Sports for you right now, and the NHL is getting back in action tonight. Here's Chris Madsen.
Yep, after hosting the highest scoring All-Star game in league history over the weekend, the NHL returns to the ice tonight with 11 games on the docket. But to SoCal fans, the only one that matters is the one involving the Ducks in Vancouver. Anaheim sports the best record in the NHL and enters the action having won 5 in a row. I caught up with OC Register hockey writer Rich Hammond, and he concurs with my observation that the Ducks just might be the most versatile team in the NHL right now.
I do have them at number one. I think they're built. I think they're built to play, like you said, any style of game. They have that depth. They have versatility. And right now, they have goaltending. And that is, when we get into April and May, I think that's going to be the question.
Always is. Face-off in British Columbia set for 7:05. Meanwhile, the Kings' Mike Richards is still available on the waiver wire, and with so many years and so many millions of dollars remaining on his contract, it should come as no surprise that he is yet to be claimed. NBA action tonight has the Lakers hosting the Wizards. Meanwhile, the Clippers and the Kings enjoy the day off. Kings will play the Blackhawks tomorrow. Meanwhile, the top seeds will take the court tonight at the Australian Open, with Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams attempting to make it to the semifinals, plus Serena's sister Venus will also be back in action. Sports at 20 and 50 minutes past the hour. I'm Chris Madsen, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Homeowners, interest rates are still at historic lows. Ditech is offering certain home loans starting at the incredibly low fixed rate of 2.75%, 2.818 APR. Ditech can also work with you to eliminate or reduce the cash you need to bring to closing. Call 800-795-2488 and ask about the $500 close-on-time pledge, too. Ditech may be able to help you turn your equity into cash, lower your rate, or purchase your dream home. Call 800-795-2488 for details about credit costs and terms. That's 800-795-2488 or visit trust.ditech.com. Call now. 800-795-2488. Quoted rates assume $417,000 loan amount. 10-year term. Primary residence. First lien. Minimum 740 credit score. 43% debt to income. And 60% loan to value. Ditech Mortgage Corp. And MLS number 98161. Licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lenders Act and Finance Lenders Law. Equal housing lender. Call Ditech. 800-795-2488.
KNX News Time, 8:22.
So New York Mayor Bill de Blasio was talking about how horrid New York City was going to be today with the big snowstorm that really didn't come to all of that much. He should have been looking at the stock market. Got close to 400 points down a little bit early this morning. Carl Riccadonna, economist at Bloomberg, joining us now live. Carl, what's going on?
Yes, good morning. Big plunge in the equity markets today, and I think it's possibly exacerbated by lower trading volumes than usual as folks are staying home or maybe shut out of the office or whatnot. But what seems to be happening here is that there were a number of reports that cited problems due to the strengthening in the dollar. So a lot of people perceive a stronger dollar to be a good thing, but that's not necessarily a good thing if you're a multinational corporation. And we saw a number of earnings reports from and guidance from places like Microsoft and Caterpillar and United Technologies suggesting that earnings will be impacted by this strengthening, and it won't be impacted in a favorable way.
Yeah, you mentioned something sort of at the top there that I find interesting in that you were talking about, all the traders that maybe just didn't get to the office today because we said, sort of yesterday evening, last night, the mayor of New York and the governor of New York, they were just shutting everything down, and basically we're shutting down the city for today, and yet you didn't get that much snow, and I suspect a lot of people could have gotten to work that were not able to get to work. So how much could something like that, on Wall Street really affect the market?
Oh, definitely that can impact things. And while the storm wasn't as bad for New York City, certainly at points further east and into Boston it was bad, but the subway system was shut down and bridges and tunnels were closed. So it really did mean that even though we didn't get much of a storm, it was still impossible for a lot of folks to get into the office today.
Yeah, what about yourself?
Well, I'm working from home today, so we're fully functional with Bloomberg, but definitely working remotely.
Yeah, as I suppose a lot of people are, and I guess in the in the era of really good computers, you can do just about anything from home anyway. But what's your expectation as we press on through the better part of the day? Are we going to see this market continue to stay down significantly, or by the time we get to the closing bell, you think we're going to be better?
I don't know that we'll close up on the day, but I definitely think the market overreacted here at the start with those negative earnings guidance reports out from a number of multinationals. Adding insult to injury was that very weak durable goods report at 8:30 this morning. So it just looked like a lot of bad economic news. Then we move on to 10 o'clock in the morning, and consumer confidence is off the charts strong. So really it's a tug of war happening here, and I think that the negative business spending news is winning the day, but I think as people look at the broader economic picture, they're going to see consumer confidence here rising back to post-recession levels, sentiment towards the labor market improving dramatically. This tells us that business spending may be a bit of a soft spot in the economy when the Q4 GDP numbers are reported this Friday, also potentially in the current quarter, but that weak spot is still going to be lifted by the rising tide of much stronger consumer spending. If consumers are finally seeing some signs of hope in the labor market, saving a little bit less, spending a little bit more, that will have a very significant economic impact.
All right, Carl, good enough. Carl Riccadonna there, Bloomberg. He's working from home today, as a lot of people couldn't get to the market today. By the way, Frank will have more on this throughout the morning. Of course, the business hour coming up at 1 o'clock, taking a look at all of what has happened on the stock market today and how that may play out in the days ahead. KNX News Time 8:26 and traffic and weather together, brought to you by the Exogen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. And here's Jen.
All right, so I heard from Classic G, who confirmed the drive around the horseshoe at the airport was good. She did say she's always a KNX van out there in a Channel 2 van. So, yeah, it's been kind of quiet. That's, of course, because the flights to the East Coast have been canceled, so many of them. Getting to the airport has been a different story. Northbound side of the 405, she said, was pretty much slammed from the 105 all the way up into West Los Angeles, and that is definitely the case. I'm seeing that as well. Also got a call from someone driving out in the Ontario area. That is 10 West at Etiwanda, Ontario Fire on the scene there of a crash. 10 westbound at Etiwanda. He said it was clear to the right shoulder, but there was definitely some delays there because of that, so I wanted to give you a heads up on that. And I'm seeing some slowing, I would say. You're back to about Cherry on that 10 West. And then west of that, the drive on the 10 looks really good. And then once you get to about Villa Verde, it gets a little slow. It's not too bad through the Cavinas. And then, boy, oh boy, I did get a call from someone driving through Alhambra and said, what is up with this 10? And there's nothing in lanes. It's once you get to west of the 605, it's very, very heavy all the way over towards the 710. Also, in terms of comparing the three commutes, the 210 is just as heavy heading out of San Dimas into Pasadena, and the 60 also pretty tough. I would say the 60 is probably the best of the three west of the 605. The Exogen Temporal Scanner Thermometer is the top choice of doctors, nurses, and other health professionals nationwide. It can be your choice, too. The Exogen Temporal Scanner Thermometer gets yours at your local club, warehouse, and other fine retailers today. Traffic and weather together on the 5. That extra point at 8:35 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 at CBSLA.com.
It's a fairly mild morning here in Southern California. Most of the temps are in the upper 50s, low 60s around the area. Should be near 70 a little bit later on today, maybe low 70s at that under a partly cloudy sky. Temps about the same thing for tomorrow. We've still got a couple of showers around, depending on where you are, more likely as you head out toward Camarillo or northern part of LA County into Ventura County. Again, right now, downtown LA has 59 degrees.
Still trying to run a business with phone company internet that crawls? Why? Especially when Charter Business Internet has speeds up to 100 megabits per second. That's kind of a fancy way of saying over 15 times faster than AT&T DSL. Look, don't take my word for it. Put your current business internet to the test. Go to